Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another week of TNA Sports. I am A, and of course, this is
T.
Yes, last week everybody had a good week. Miss Barbie went 7-3. Terry had 6-4. Well, not everybody. I had 4-6, but each week is a new week, especially November. We're in clutch time. There's a bunch of showdown games this weekend, so it's going to be very important in our picking. But for the season, Barbie is 47-41-2. Terry's the opposite, 41-47-2. And I'm 39-49-2. But let's be positive. This week's a new week. Let's get started with game number 1. We're actually going to have a Friday Night Lights game this week. Oregon State travels to Washington. This is a tough game. Oregon State usually is very good at home. They don't play as good on the road. Washington has performed good this year. Neither one of these is at the top of the Pac-12, though. But playing at home, I'm going to take the Huskies to cover the 3.5.
Yeah, pretty much I'm the same boat here. If this game was on the road, I probably would not pick Washington to cover 3.5. Being at home, I'm definitely going to take Washington to cover the 3.5.
Okay, game number 2 is Kentucky is at Missouri. Kentucky's actually a 1.5 point favorite. Missouri has just really overachieved this year. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the effort they put against Georgia, the Auburn game, they should have won. Beating South Carolina on the road last week. I mean, I'm starting to believe in the Drinkowitz. That being said, I'm going to take Missouri at home to cover the 1.5.
Well, I thought I would be on an island this week, but apparently I'm not, because I'm taking Missouri too.
Okay, game number 3 is Florida at Texas A&M. Once again, the Aggie Vaders are favored, and I'm befuddled. But anyway, A&M is a 3.5 point favorite. I believe A&M, I'm not saying they've quit, but they just are not playing together on both sides of the ball at the same time. Believe it or not, I'm going with Napier. I'm going to go with him to cover this 3.5 on the road at College Station.
Yeah, to me, this is a battle of teams that are both struggling, and it's who's struggling less. Boy, I really didn't want to. I took A&M. I have very little confidence in it, but I don't have a lot of confidence in Florida coming off that shellacking to Georgia either. So I'm going to take A&M at home in this one.
Okay. Baylor is at Oklahoma in game 4. Oklahoma's a 3.5 point favorite. Baylor is a team that has really improved during the season. They struggled a little early, but they are starting to play really good defense and starting to play together as a team. Oklahoma's better with their starting quarterback back, but I believe Baylor can cover this line.
Me too. I got Baylor in this one. They're hot right now. Baylor is. Oklahoma, they're playing pretty well too, but Baylor coming off that big win last week, I just think they're going to continue it. I'm a big Dave Aranda fan too, so I'm going to go with Baylor in this one too.
Okay, game number 5, the big showdown of the week. As the top 2 teams in the nation, Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia is 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it probably wouldn't matter what the line is until I see somebody stop Tennessee. I'm going to believe Tennessee, this is their year. So I am going Tennessee to cover the 8.5 at Georgia.
Yep. I'm going not only Tennessee cover, I'm going Tennessee to win. I'm going full out on this one. Before last week's games, I had every intention of picking Georgia. But after watching last week, man, Tennessee they are on fire right now. I mean, they just blistered a very good Kentucky team. So I think it's going to be mighty close. But I think Tennessee will actually pull this one out.
Okay, game number 6. That means it's time for the double-digit dog. Liberty is at Arkansas. Arkansas's 13.5. I do think Arkansas will probably win this game, but I believe Liberty can keep it to single digits. Hugh Freeze has done a very good job at Liberty, and Arkansas is a very good SEC team, but I believe Liberty, with their 7-1 record, I believe they can cover this line at Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Liberty too, and I'm to the point that I don't know if I'm not gonna pick Liberty to win. I'm gonna say Arkansas to win barely, but it would not shock me if Liberty pulled this one.
Okay, game number 7 is Texas at Kansas State. Texas is a 2.5-point favorite. That's another shocking line. I'm going to have to go with the home team here. Texas did have a week off, but Kansas State is looking very good right now. I still don't see how Tulane beat them earlier in the year, but right now they're hot. And they're at the Little Apple, so I'm going with Kansas State being a dog at home.
Well, everything told me to pick K-State, and I didn't listen. I picked Texas. I got a feeling that K-State last week, they didn't have Martinez. They had their backup quarterback in, and I think I honestly don't know what happened with Oklahoma State, to be, definitely wasn't what I expected, but I don't expect that to happen again this week. Texas, I have film on this quarterback. They're expecting him to have to play again, and I think Texas is going to look a lot better this week.
Okay, game number 8 is Clemson at Notre Dame. Clemson's a 4-point favorite. I just about never pick Notre Dame. Just not, let's be honest, I'm not really fond of them. But with them being an underdog at home, they're playing pretty good. Clemson's, all these close ball games they pulled out, sooner or later, they're not going to have the rabbit's foot in their pocket. So I'm going with touchdown Jesus to cover the 4 at home against Clemson.
Yep. Same way on my end. I really think that I don't normally pick Notre Dame. But I think right now this is a good spot to pick Notre Dame. And it's a really low line. So apparently Vegas is expecting a really close game here too. So, but I'm the same boat. I'm going to take Notre Dame too.
Okay, game number 9 is Auburn at Mississippi State. Mississippi State is a 13-point favorite. Auburn going through a coaching change. We all seen this coming like 2 miles away. And so it's going to be interesting. They will either rally as a team and hold the line and possibly win, or they will chunk the season. I'm going with Mississippi State at home. They play better in Starkville, and they can really sling the ball. And if you have an average secondary, you're in trouble. I'm picking the Bulldogs to cover the 13.
That's probably the better pick, but for some reason I'm going with the Fighting Cadillacs of Auburn. I don't know. I think there was a lot of dissension on that team. With Harsin and the way everything was going. And I think the team will actually play better for Cornell than they was playing for Harsin. So I think Mississippi State wins and may win by 10. But I think Auburn will get it in the number.
Okay, the final game, the 10th game, Wake Forest at NC State. Wake Forest is a 4.5-point favorite. I tell you, both of these teams have kind of been disappointing. I thought Wake Forest would be better, and I definitely thought NC State, I thought they had a shot at the playoff earlier in the year. But without their starting quarterback, that's hurting. But they have a very good defense, and they're playing at home. And I look for them to force some turnovers, which we know Wake Forest can turn it over when they want to. I'm going with the Wolfpack being in the house, covering the 4.5.
Man, we were picking a lot the same early, but not late. I got Wake Forest. I basically think they're just going to outscore them. Wake Forest, I don't think will have 8 turnovers again. So I think as long as they hold on to the ball, I think they'll cover this 4.5.
All right. So how is Miss Barbie picking this week?
Okay, so Barbie's picks are, she's got Washington covering, Missouri, Texas A&M, Baylor, Tennessee, Arkansas, K-State, Clemson, Auburn to cover, Mississippi State to win, and NC State.
Well, all right. There is our show for this week. We appreciate everybody listening. We've noticed we've got more listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we will talk to you next week after another good week of college football.
Take care, guys.